both see that this is the future, so they want people to their roads. On the other hand, it's a very early technology, so they want to make sure that they're not risky. Tesla has their autopilot mode, and last summer they sort of launched it big time, and there were a number of accidents. I mean, during the summer there were 7 accidents, 1 was a fatality. Lots of people studied that, lots of questions about what does that mean. I really like this self-driving car domain because it's a great example of a situation that we understand pretty well how to regulate cars for humans. We have speed limits, we have traffic lights, and it's a constrained domain. And so as we think about the issues when autonomous vehicles go into those situations, it allows us to think about some of the ethical questions in a clear way. So imagine your self-driving car is driving down the freeway, and there's a truck in front of it that has a load, and the back of the truck opens up and the load falls down on the freeway. The car is about to smash into the load, maybe killing the driver. Or it can go over to the next lane, but there's a motorcyclist there, and it'll probably run into the motorcyclist and kill him. So the choice the car has to make is, do I risk killing my driver, or do I risk killing this motorcyclist? How do we decide? The ethicists say, well, maybe if the motorcyclist is younger, that their life should be preferred, and so on. I think economic issues are going to come in. We're likely to see maybe a company like Hummer saying, our cars and our trucks always serve to save the life of the driver, no matter who else is at stake. Maybe. So we're going to see interesting sort of game theoretic ethical issues coming up. And if, let's say your car is driving along, your self-driving car, and it knows the car next to it, it knows the brand, and it knows what its algorithm is. And so if it's a kind of a wimpy algorithm, it might figure out, oh, I can just kind of figure that car, it has to slow down and let me in. And so that may create sort of complex interaction from a figure. One version of that you sometimes see around here, Google and a number of other companies are test driving a lot of their autonomous vehicles. There's a story a few weeks ago. A young girl really loved Alexa. She would play with Alexa and ask her things. She said, Alexa, will you play dollhouse with me? Alexa, find me a dollhouse. And at the time, Alexa was set up. Amazon really wants people to be able to order things by this nice user interface. So apparently it ordered her a very expensive $150 dollhouse. And so her parents were not pleased with this, but it was a funny story. So the local news station said, oh, let's get them on the news, let's show this. And so they asked her, what did you say to get this dollhouse? And she said, Alexa, buy me a dollhouse. Well, this went out on the news, so anybody who's watching the news with their Alexa there, their Alexa heard that news and started ordering dollhouses. So the dollhouses were flying around. So an unexpected consequence. And that one is interesting because it involves the interaction of multiple systems interacting in ways that you didn't necessarily thought about. A more extreme version of that happened in 2010 when there was the so-called flash crash in which the stock markets, Dow Industrials dropped about 9% in 36 minutes. $1 trillion of value was lost, and then a lot of it was regained. And it came from, people believe, the interaction of lots of automatic trading systems interacting with one another and following